Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now, for this evening's episode, I think I'm kind of in the mood to look at something obscure, and something that features a kangaroo. If you may recall, the last kangaroo movie that I blogged was the 1997 film Joey back in 2020, and I know not many people talk about it these days, but I wouldn't have known about it if my friends Allison and Bryce King hadn't shared it with me when we were kids. And to this very day, I consider it an underrated gem. And to me, it has a very thrilling and adventurous plot involving two children trying to get a little Joey reunited with his parents while exploiting an illegal boxing event in Sydney. Anyway, little did I know that last summer I happened to discover on Google that another Joey movie would get a straight-to-DVD release. And even if it may not be connected with 1997's Joey, is it any good? Well, let's find out. Released to DVD on July 27th, 2021, the movie is Joey and Ella, A Kangaroo Tale. And now, on for the plot of the movie. When a baby kangaroo gets accidentally swept up in a jewelry heist, she becomes separated from her mother for the very first time in her young life. Alone and frightened, a worldly teenage girl named Ella, who also knows the pain of losing her mother, discovers her and nurses Joey back to health. However, when Joey is falsely implicated in the robbery, Ella has to work quickly to reunite her with her mother before she's either captured by the bumbling jewel thieves or taken into custody by a determined detective hot on their trail. So, what are my thoughts on the film? Well, I really liked it. I thought it was funny, some of the characters were pretty good, and some moments just pulled at your heartstrings. But now, let's head over to Mustang Notes. Now, there's not too much trivia that I could talk about for this video, other than the fact that this movie was filmed in Oklahoma, which to me seems like a sweet idea for a film set in the country. Also, what I like about this movie is the fact that it deals with moving to a new town, being the new kid at school, and dealing with the loss of a loved one. And it features a jewel heist plot, which to me makes the movie pretty thrilling and funny at times. Also to note, there's a climate change plot which involves protecting Australia and the wildlife. And that's about all I got for Mustang Notes. And now let's talk about the cast, even if none of them are that familiar to me. Let's start with Joey, voiced by Angela Tran. Joey is a young kangaroo whom was living with her mother in a traveling circus owned by Sally Leonard, until the mysterious Mazinski diamond finds its way into her pouch, and she ends up at Ella's new farm home. To me, while Joey is pretty cheaply computer generated, I think she's a very sweet and cute character, and I like that the Mazinski diamond gave her her own voice and made her grow up. Plus, I think she makes a great friend for Ella while getting used to life in Oklahoma. Our main character Ella is played by Jennifer Michelle. Ella is a young 14-year-old girl from California who moved with her dad to Oklahoma to live with her grandfather ever since the loss of her mom sometime prior. To me, while she at first was struggling while adjusting to her new circumstances, I think Ella is a pretty bright young lady, and I like that she used to be a surfer, and I think she's quite intelligent while reading. Also, I like the part where Ella digs deep into Australian history and environmental conservation. and when she holds a fundraiser dance to save kangaroos from extinction. Next we have Ella's new friend and classmate, Luke, played by Jude Manley. To me, Luke seems like a really nice person, and I like that he helps Ella feel right at home during school. And I like that he helps out with Ella's fundraiser, not to mention the fact that Luke becomes Ella's boyfriend at the end of the movie. We also have Kelsey Cartwright as Ella's English teacher, Miss Erin. In my opinion, Miss Erin is a really sweet English teacher, and she kind of reminds me of a few of the teachers that I had when I was a student. These are Jackie and Billy, played by Ashton Leah and Nicholas Simon. Now these guys are labeled as the token dumbass henchmen characters of the film, due to them committing wacky hijinks and shenanigans while trying to hunt down the Mazinski diamond, which they lost at the beginning of the movie. However, I kind of find it pretty interesting that they are masters of disguise at times. Finally, we come to the movie's main antagonist, Ms. Millington, played by Diane Warman. Millington is a crime boss and the mastermind of the theft of the Mazinski diamond. To me, while she doesn't really do too much in this movie, I find her to be a really greedy, arrogant, and impatient woman. Plus, after her cohorts kidnap Joey, Millington threatens her with a taser. However, upon hearing Joey speak, Millington decides to showcase Joey for money. But thankfully, her plan gets foiled thanks to another talking kangaroo named Randy. And now on to my final words. Overall, Joey and Ella, A Kangaroo Tale, while mainly aimed for children, is a pretty decent movie to watch. While the story may be kinda cliched and the CGI animation for the kangaroos are pretty cheap, it's still pretty funny, sweet, charming. It includes memorable main characters and supporting characters, while the villains were kinda silly and laughable. So, while it may not top the 1997 Joey film in my opinion, I still think this is a film that you and your family should still check out. And trust me, you'll all have a pretty good time. And so, I give this film a 91% out of 100. Well, that's all for now, mates. Be sure to join me for my next blog, which will star a classical cartoon icon, Mustang Power.